My child, you didn't find this message by accident. You didn't stumble into this moment randomly. You were led here, drawn here, because I wanted you to hear this right now. I've been watching you, not in judgment, but with the kind of love that never looks away. And I saw the questions rising in your heart lately. Am I really ready? Is this the right time? Is there more for me than this? Yes, there is more. And now, in order to receive blessing, type Amen 777. There is something stirring in your spirit because I'm awakening you. You've felt it, haven't you? That strange tension between restlessness and expectation, like something is shifting, but you can't name it yet. That's me. I placed that fire in you, and now I'm calling it forward. This message is not a coincidence, because you're about to step into something holy. But first, I want to talk to that part of you that's still unsure. The part that feels tired. The part that secretly wonders if you missed your moment. If you waited too long. If maybe you're too broken, too weary, too behind to become what I promised. Let me say this clearly. You are not too late. What I've placed inside of you has not expired. It has not been canceled. And no mistake you've made can override what I ordained, because I don't choose you based on your perfection. I choose you based on my purpose. And I see that you're ready. You may not feel ready, but faith isn't about feeling ready. It's about responding when I call. And child, I am calling. That's why you're here. That's why this message is stirring something so deep. It almost makes you want to cry, even though you're not sure why. It's because your spirit recognizes my voice. You've heard many voices lately, some loud, some subtle, the voice of fear, the voice of pressure, the voice of comparison and confusion. But in the midst of it all, I've been speaking softly to you, sometimes through dreams, sometimes through silence, sometimes through the ache that won't leave, the sense that you were made for more. And now I'm confirming it. Yes, you were. You were never meant to settle in survival. You were never meant to hide your light, to shrink in fear, to live beneath the level of your anointing. You were born to rise, even if others never saw it, even if life tried to crush it, even if the enemy did everything to convince you that you're ordinary. You are not ordinary. You are marked, set apart, appointed for something sacred. And this season you're walking into now, it's not just another chapter. It's a divine unveiling, because you've matured in ways no one can see. You've grown in silence. You've prayed in pain. You've obeyed me when it felt like no one else understood. And now heaven is responding. The delay you've experienced wasn't punishment. It was preparation. You didn't miss it. You were being prepared for exactly this time. That's why you've been feeling the tension. That's why things that used to satisfy you don't anymore. That's why people who once fit your life no longer feel aligned. It's because I'm pulling you forward. And everything that doesn't match your next can't stay attached to you now. You've outgrown the old. Now it's time to walk into the new. But listen closely. This next part requires your agreement. I can open the door, but you must choose to walk through it. No one else can do that for you. And yes, it will take courage. It will take trust. It will take letting go of some old comfort zones that once protected you, but now only delay you. But I promise you, what's ahead is so much greater than what you're leaving behind. I am not calling you into confusion. I am calling you into clarity, into boldness, into alignment with the person you've always been becoming. And yes, It starts now. It doesn't start when you're perfect. It doesn't start when everyone approves. It doesn't start when the fear disappears. It starts when you say yes to me, in faith. So pause, right now. Take a breath. Let my presence meet you. You're not too far gone. You're not disqualified. You're not forgotten. You are seen. You are wanted. You are called. And heaven has already begun shifting things on your behalf. Watch the signs. Watch how quickly things begin aligning. Watch how the same places that once rejected you begin to open with favor. Because I've gone ahead of you. I've cleared the path. I've whispered to hearts. I've arranged what you couldn't even imagine. You just need to keep walking with me, step by step, heart open, spirit ready. This is not hype. This is not empty hope. This is your moment. And child, if you truly feel this message was speaking to you, then like, comment, and subscribe so I can keep sending you the messages that are only for you and continue blessing you in ways you don't yet see. Because I'm not finished. This message has only just begun. You feel it now, don't you? That undeniable pull in your spirit, not to go back, not to stay stuck, but to rise into the version of you that I always saw. The world gave you labels. People tried to define you by what they saw on the surface. But I marked you before you ever had a name, before they called you not enough. I called you mine, before they tried to shape your identity through pain. I whispered purpose into your soul, and now I'm awakening that purpose again. This isn't just a motivational message. This is a revelation. It's the unveiling of who you really are beneath the layers life placed on you. You've been through battles that others can't see. You've carried weights that would have crushed many. You've smiled while breaking inside and still chose to love. That didn't go unnoticed. Not by me, because I don't just watch your victories. I dwell in your secret places. I walk with you in your silent prayers. I sit with you in the moments where no one else shows up, and I know how hard it was for you to keep going. I saw the moments you almost gave up, not because you were weak, but because you were so strong for so long. But I preserved you, even when you didn't feel me. Even when you thought the silence meant I had left. I was guarding the treasure inside of you, because what's inside you, the calling, the anointing, the fire, it's not fragile. It's been forged. You didn't just survive. You were being refined, shaped, matured, made ready for what others wouldn't be able to carry. That's why this message found you, because the moment is here. The atmosphere around your life is shifting. The things that once held you back are losing their grip. The fog of confusion is clearing, and a new level of clarity is being released. Because I need you to see yourself the way I see you. You're not just someone trying to be faithful. You are a vessel I've prepared for impact. There are people waiting on the other side of your obedience. There are doors that will only open when you step forward. There are lives that will be changed because you said yes, even when it was hard. So I'm removing the last chains now. Chains of doubt, chains of fear, chains of false identity. You are not your past. You are not your trauma. You are not the version of yourself that survived in survival mode. You are becoming, not becoming someone new, but someone true. This is the you I saw when you were still in the womb. This is the you I fought for when darkness tried to silence your soul. This is the you that hell is terrified of. Because once you start moving in your identity, everything changes. You won't chase validation because you'll know who you are. You won't fear rejection because you'll realize it was protection. You won't stay small because you'll remember You were born for glory, not the glory of applause, not the glory of fame, but the glory of my Spirit alive in you. So yes, things will begin accelerating. And no, it won't all make sense at once. But trust this, I'm giving you just enough light for the step in front of you. And that's enough. Because when you walk with me, even in mystery, you walk in authority. And you won't walk alone. I will send the right voices. I will highlight the right doors. I will begin to remove what drains and replace it with what fuels. You don't have to force it. You don't have to strive. You just need to flow with me. Some people will be confused. Some will say, "You've changed." And that's true. You have. You've outgrown fear. You've outgrown delay. You've outgrown the cycles that kept you running in circles. And now, I'm setting your feet on a path that leads straight into promise. This message is not random. It is confirmation. It is alignment. It is activation. You're not waiting anymore. You're not wandering, you're waking up. And as you awaken, so will your gifts. So will your discernment. So will the divine connections I've hidden for this very hour. Nothing is wasted. Not your pain, not your detours, not your broken seasons. They were all woven into your testimony. And now I'm flipping the page. The next part of your life is being written, even as you listen to these words. Heaven is recording your yes. Angels are already moving, because now you're ready. You may not feel ready, but ready is not a feeling, it's a surrender. And child, you've surrendered enough to unlock something sacred. Stay with me. There's more to reveal. We're just getting started. Beloved one, even now, as you breathe, as you listen, the atmosphere around your life is shifting. What felt heavy is starting to lift. What was hidden is beginning to come into view. Because when your heart says yes, all of heaven moves in agreement. You don't always see it with your eyes, but your spirit feels it. That's why you've felt a strange stirring lately, a quiet inner urgency, and knowing that something is about to change, even if you can't explain it yet. It's not anxiety, it's alignment. Because I've been preparing the pieces behind the scenes, the connections, the open doors, the divine timing. And now I'm revealing what's been hidden. I'm lifting the veil. I'm causing you to see what you couldn't see before, not just around you, but within you. Because the shift doesn't start outside, it starts in the soul. You've already begun the transition. With every small act of faith, with every private moment where you chose trust instead of fear, with every prayer you whispered even when your hope was low, you moved the heavens. And now, the things that once seemed impossible will begin to feel near. Don't question it, receive it. This is not your imagination. This is manifestation. It's what I spoke over you long ago, now coming to pass. The seeds you sowed in tears, now preparing to bloom in power. You thought I forgot. You thought the delay meant denial. But child, I've been storing your prayers like precious oil. And now I'm pouring them out over your life. You will see it. You will walk in it. You will touch what your spirit has long carried. But listen, the shift is not just about breakthrough. It's about identity. Because I'm not only blessing you, I'm reintroducing you, not to the world, but to yourself. To the version of you I always saw. The one not bound by fear. The one not shaped by wounds. The one not reduced by what others said. You've lived under the weight of lies long enough. The lie that said you weren't ready. The lie that said you missed your moment. The lie that said you're too broken to carry glory. No more. Today, I strip off every false word ever spoken over you, every limiting belief, every lie wrapped in memory, every curse disguised as a label. You are not who pain said you were. You are not who the world tried to mold you into. You are who I say you are. And I say you're chosen. I say you're beloved. I say you're ready. So walk with your head lifted, not in pride, but in awareness. You carry something holy. My spirit rests on you. My fingerprint is on your life, and no one can erase it. I know it hasn't been easy. I know there were moments when you felt like everything was falling apart, when it seemed like no one saw your obedience, when the waiting rooms of life nearly broke your faith. But I was there. I was holding you together. And while you waited, I was weaving. What looked like silence was strategy. What felt like delay was divine protection. And now, I'm showing you why I made you wait. Because what I have for you isn't normal. It isn't common. It doesn't come in a rush. It comes in revelation. And that's what's happening now, revelation. You're starting to see your journey differently. You're realizing that the pain didn't bury you. It planted you. You are not being punished. You are being positioned. And now the soil has shifted. Now it's time for emergence. So don't shrink back, even if it feels unfamiliar, even if people don't understand, even if old fears try to whisper. You're not ready because you are. How do I know? Because I've been walking with you all along. I've seen what no one else saw. I've kept record of your tears, your growth, your quiet strength. And I don't anoint at random. I anoint with intent. I know exactly what's inside of you. That's why I protected you. That's why some doors didn't open. Not because I was withholding, but because I was preserving. I didn't want you to be seen before you were anchored. Now, your roots run deep enough to carry the weight of what I'm about to release. This isn't just about promotion, it's about purpose. Because what I'm about to release through you will bless others, not just yourself. Your testimony will unlock faith in others. Your obedience will create a ripple of healing, hope, and restoration. That's why the battle was so intense. That's why the warfare didn't make sense. Because hell saw what was coming, even when you didn't. But it's too late now. The enemy couldn't stop you. You're here, you're awake, you're aligned, and nothing can stop what I've started in you. Let this word settle deep into your spirit. You don't need to chase. You don't need to strive. You just need to agree. Agree with me. Agree with who I say you are. Agree that the shift is real and that it's for you. And I promise, you'll look back on this moment, this divine interruption, and you'll say, that's when everything changed. Because it's changing now. Look at you now, still standing, still breathing, still listening, not just with your ears, but with your heart. Because somewhere deep inside, you know this is real. Not just a message and not just a video, but a moment, a divine moment between me and you. I've waited for you here, in this exact season, in this exact state of heart, because now you're ready. Ready to stop running from yourself. Ready to lay down the weight of needing to understand everything. Ready to trust that I'm already ahead of you, building what you can't yet see. You've always felt different, haven't you? Even as a child. Even in rooms full of people. There was a quiet awareness inside you. Like you were carrying something no one else could explain. That wasn't your imagination. That was your calling. And for a long time you tried to fit in. You tried to silence your sensitivity. You tried to blend in with the world around you. To be normal. To make others comfortable. But I never called you to be common. I called you to be set apart, because what I placed in you is rare, and rare things don't belong in familiar places. That's why the old environment started to feel suffocating. That's why certain friendships faded. That's why doors you thought you wanted stayed shut. It wasn't rejection, it was redirection. I was pulling you out of the noise so you could finally hear me. Because I don't speak in chaos. I speak in clarity. I speak in stillness. I speak in moments like this, where the world fades and it's just you and me. And listen closely now, because this is important. What's coming next is not a repeat of what you've been through. The pain was real. Yes, the delays were heavy. I know. But I was never trying to punish you. I was positioning you. I was building your endurance. I was stretching your capacity. I was anchoring your soul in me. So when the blessing comes, it won't move you away from me, but draw you deeper into me. You see, anyone can praise me on the mountain, but few choose to stay faithful in the valley. And you did. Even when it hurt, even when it felt like nothing was changing, even when you didn't understand the reason for the wilderness, you stayed. And that is why you're stepping into harvest now. You're not being promoted because of performance. You're being trusted because of perseverance. Others looked more prepared on the outside, but I saw what was on the inside. I saw the purity of your motives. I saw how you loved when it cost you. I saw how you honored me in private when no one applauded you. And now I will reward you openly, not to make you proud, but to make you a witness. Because people need to see that I still raise up the humble, that I still restore the overlooked, that I still use the ones the world tried to disqualify. You are my testimony. And from this moment forward, you'll begin to see confirmations that are undeniable. Open doors you didn't knock on. Messages at the exact time you needed them. Divine appointments that seem too precise to be coincidence. Because they're not. They're evidence. Evidence that I heard you. Evidence that I've been orchestrating the details. Evidence that you were never behind, just hidden until the time was right. And now the time is right. So breathe again. Dream again. Hope again. Don't hold back out of fear. Don't water yourself down to be accepted. Don't shrink because others don't understand your growth. This next chapter is not about being understood. It's about being obedient. I will send the ones who are meant to walk with you. I will remove the ones who were only tied to the old season. And I will provide for you, not just what you need, but what you never thought to ask for. Because I'm not just a provider, I'm your Father. I know what will heal you. I know what will strengthen you. I know what will remind you of who you are when the world tries to make you forget. So stay close to me. Don't let distractions steal this moment. Don't let discouragement rewrite what I've declared. I said you're chosen. I said you're ready. I said this is your time, and I do not change my mind. What I started, I will finish. What I promised, I will deliver. What I anointed, I will protect. You're not moving forward alone. I go before you. I surround you. I live within you. So take the step. Speak the truth. Move in faith. And know this, when you do, all of heaven moves with you. The road you're on now, it won't let you carry what once broke you. You've grown too much. You've healed too deeply. You've come too far in me to go back to who you were before the fire. And I know part of you still mourns what you lost. The old version of you. The one that tried so hard, loved so hard, waited so long. But hear me. You didn't lose that version. You outgrew it. What you're shedding is not your identity. it's your limitation. Because who you were back then was shaped by survival, but who you are now is shaped by revelation. You've seen too much of my hand to doubt. You've endured too much to break. And now, I'm calling you to step forward unafraid. Not because everything feels safe, but because you trust that I am your safety. You've depended on people before. You've placed your hope in outcomes before. You've built expectations on what others promised, only to be disappointed. But this time is different, because this time it's me. I'm the one sending the provision. I'm the one stirring the change. I'm the one writing this chapter. Not man, not luck, not chance. That's why this moment feels heavier in your spirit. It's why your heart won't stop pressing, why your soul feels this pull. Because you were born for this crossing. You were prepared for this unlocking. You were chosen for this shift. You are not entering a new season, you're entering a new dimension. And what worked in the last one won't carry into this one. Old thinking has to be left behind. Old guilt can no longer speak. Old agreements made in pain. They're being broken off you even now. Yes, I'm severing soul ties. Yes, I'm exposing lies that kept you stuck. Yes, I'm confronting the patterns you silently surrendered to, so I can free you from them. Because you can't walk in full authority while clinging to false identities. I made you whole, not almost, fully. That shame you still carry, it's not yours. That voice that whispers, "You're too late," that's not me. That heaviness that wakes up with you in the morning, that's a remnant of a battle I've already won for you. So release it. Release the bitterness. It's blocking your blessing. Release the comparison. It's stealing your clarity. Release the fear. It's a liar dressed in logic. You've been conditioned to believe that caution is wisdom. But sometimes, caution is just fear in disguise. I didn't call you to be careful. I called you to be courageous. Not reckless, but bold in faith. Because faith doesn't always feel safe, but it always makes you free. And that's what I'm giving you now. Freedom. Freedom to speak without second guessing. Freedom to move without overthinking. Freedom to be everything I created you to be, without apology. The world may not understand it, but they didn't hear what I whispered to you in the dark. They didn't see what I showed you when no one else was looking. They don't know what you survived just to stay standing, but I do, and I'm not just applauding you, I'm anointing you. I'm clothing you in glory that can't be removed. I'm wrapping you in peace that makes no sense to the natural mind. I'm sending you into places your past should have disqualified you from. And yet doors will open because of what you endured. Because nothing is wasted. Even your mistakes, I'm using them. Even your delays, I'm redeeming them. Even your detours, I'm rewriting them as destiny. I know you sometimes wonder, will it really happen? Did I miss it? Was that promise for me? Yes, child, it was always for you, but you couldn't carry it back then. It would have crushed you. So I waited. I developed you. I deepened you. I took you through the fire, not to burn you, but to forge you. And now you carry a weight of glory that can't be copied, because you paid for it in secret. You wrestled for it in silence. You trusted me when it looked like I was gone. But I was never gone. I was just getting you ready for this. So listen closely. Stop apologizing for who you've become. Stop dimming your light to make others comfortable. Stop asking permission to be who I already called you to be. You don't need to explain the fire. Just let the fruit speak. They'll see it soon. They'll see how I raised you when they counted you out. They'll see how I lifted you when you had nothing left to give. They'll see that this wasn't a coincidence. This was a calling. And when they ask you, where did this strength come from? Who opened these doors for you? You'll look up, smile, and say, it was Jesus. It was always Jesus, because I will not share my glory, but I will pour it out on those who are ready to carry it. And beloved, you're ready now. Close your eyes for a moment. Breathe in. Can you feel it? The shift happening inside you? It's not just emotion, it's alignment. Your spirit is catching up to what I already released in heaven. You're not waiting for change anymore. You're stepping into it. Because I'm not just restoring pieces of your life. I'm making all things new. Not repaired, not recycled, new. New joy that doesn't depend on outcomes. New peace that doesn't shake with storms. New identity that doesn't bow to insecurity or shame. I know you still carry wounds. I know some days you feel like healing is slow, like the same thoughts keep circling back. But I want you to hear me clearly now. You are not broken. You are becoming who you really are. Not who pain made you, not who fear shaped you to be. The real you, the one I've always seen, even when you couldn't. That's why the old things can't hold you anymore. They don't fit. That fear, that guilt, that silence, it's too small for you now. I'm stretching your soul, not to hurt you, but to expand you, to prepare you for the weight of glory I'm placing on your life. Because yes, there is glory coming, not just blessing, not just answered prayers, glory, the kind of presence that follows you into rooms and shifts atmospheres, the kind that speaks through your eyes before you ever say a word, the kind that makes people ask, who is this person? And they won't know it, but what they're really sensing is me. Because I'm not just moving around you, I'm moving through you. You've asked for signs, you've asked for confirmation, you've even asked, Lord, if this is really you, show me again. And I have. The message you're hearing now, this is the sign. You didn't find this by chance. You were led here. And even now, I'm speaking directly to the part of you that no one else sees. The place where you hide your real questions. Will it actually happen? Am I really chosen for this? Why does it still hurt sometimes, even when I know you're with me? Because healing doesn't mean you never feel pain, and it means the pain no longer has the final word. And no, it hasn't been easy. You've had to forgive when you didn't receive apology. You've had to walk away without closure. You've had to keep trusting me with tears still on your face, but nothing was wasted. Not one moment. Every tear watered the seeds you didn't even realize I planted. And now, they're breaking through the soil. You're about to see the first fruits of the things you thought were forgotten. Prayers you whispered years ago. Seeds of obedience you sowed in silence. Acts of faith no one applauded. I saw it all, and now I'm rewarding it. Not just in heaven, but here. Because I'm not a distant God. I am Emmanuel, God with you, God in your details, God in your daily decisions, God in your weariness and in your rising strength. So listen, the enemy's greatest fear is not your failure, it's your awakening. That you would realize who you are, that you would stop second-guessing your gifts, that you would finally step into the authority I gave you. And that's exactly what's happening now. No more apologizing for your anointing, no more hiding your light to keep others comfortable, no more shrinking just because you're still healing. You can be both becoming and appointed, both healing and already chosen, both unsure and still powerful in me. because your confidence doesn't come from your perfection. It comes from my presence, and my presence is with you right now. I'm going to show you things in the next few days that will confirm what you're hearing in your spirit. You will see it. You will feel it. You will know. Doors will open. People will reach out. You will hear me in quiet moments so clearly it will bring you to tears. And you'll say to yourself, "This can't be coincidence." And I'll whisper back, "It never was." Because you are seen, you are known, you are part of something divine, and I won't let you miss what I created for you. Not now. Not after everything you've endured. So lift your head, child. The heavens are moving for you. The angels are standing guard over you. And I am rejoicing over you with singing. Because you're finally stepping into the now I prepared long ago. No more waiting, no more wondering, no more wondering. You are walking into the new, and I'll be with you every single step. My beloved, let's get one thing clear. What's inside you is not ordinary. You may have been treated like you were common. You may have been overlooked, underestimated, or misunderstood. But that never changed who you are to me. I didn't put average oil on your life. I put sacred oil. And sacred oil attracts spiritual pressure. Not because you're cursed, but because you're consecrated. That pressure you've felt lately, it's not punishment. It's preparation. Because what I've placed inside you, your purpose, your anointing, your spiritual weight, it's not light. And that's why your process hasn't been either. The calling is heavy. So I had to make your spirit stronger than your surroundings. I had to grow your roots deeper than your wounds. I had to train your discernment to recognize counterfeits, distractions, even the thoughts in your own mind that weren't from me. And yes, I allowed the isolation. I let you walk alone in certain seasons. Not because I abandoned you, but because I needed your ears clear of noise, so you could finally hear me. You thought you were being ignored, but you were being invited into deeper communion, into supernatural clarity, into a level of intimacy with me that cannot be shaken by applause or silence, by platform or obscurity. You learned to walk with me in the dark, and now you'll recognize me even more clearly in the light, because, child, the light is coming. The shift is near. You can feel it even now. Something in your spirit is stirring. That's not emotion. That's activation. The gifts I placed in you are awakening. The fire you tried to suppress is rising again. The vision you thought had expired is breathing again. And no, it's not too late. I don't operate on man's timeline. I don't cancel destiny because of detours. Delay is not denial. Every second I've spent preparing you, refining you, will now accelerate what I'm releasing through you. You'll look back and realize what took others years, I did for you in moments, because you let me dig deeper, because you let me break what needed to be broken, so I could build what will never fall. This next part of your life, it's not a repeat of the last. It's not a recycled version of what almost worked. It's new ground. And I'm entrusting you with influence, insight, and impact that will ripple into places you've never even been. Some of the people who will be touched by your voice, your words, your presence, they don't even know your name yet. But I do. And I've gone ahead of you. I've already scheduled divine connections. I've already arranged supernatural appointments. I've already written the favor into your timeline. You're not walking into uncertainty. You're walking into fulfillment. But listen to me carefully now. Protect what I've placed in you. Everyone can't go where you're going, and not every opinion should be allowed to plant seeds in your spirit. Guard your heart like a wellspring, not from a place of fear, but from reverence. Because what you're carrying is holy, and you can't afford to let insecurity water it down. You can't afford to let comparison suffocate it. You can't afford to wait for full understanding before you obey. Obedience always precedes clarity. So when I nudge you, move. When I whisper, trust it. When I say, let it go, don't reason with the pain, just release it. Because this is the part of your life where delayed obedience could cost more than you think. You're not the same person you were in your last season. Your faith has grown, your hunger has deepened, your eyes have been opened. You don't fit in the old version of your life anymore, and that's not rejection, that's promotion. I've called you out of the familiar so I can trust you with the supernatural. And yes, it may feel uncomfortable, but the stretching is a sign that you're alive, that you're not just going through the motions. You're being moved by my spirit. So let me move. Let me shift your priorities. Let me align your desires with my heart. Let me pour into you like never before. So you're not pouring from exhaustion, but from overflow. Because the world needs what I've placed in you. There are souls connected to your yes. There are destinies waiting on your obedience. You don't have to have it all figured out, you just have to be available. And you are. I see your willingness. I see your wrestle. I see your open hands. That's all I need. I will fill the rest. You didn't come across this message because you were bored. You were summoned. Summoned into a deeper dimension. Summoned into divine remembrance. So you won't forget what I said about you. So you won't forget who you really are in me. Not forgotten, not forsaken, not disqualified, anointed, appointed, sealed. You were born for such a time as this, beloved. Pause for a moment. Let your spirit settle, because what I'm about to say carries eternal weight, and your heart needs to be fully present. You're standing at a threshold. This isn't just another moment. This is a divine turning point, a spiritual line that once you cross, nothing will look the same again. I've been walking with you through every step. Even when you didn't feel me, I was there. Even when the silence was deafening, I was speaking to your soul. And now, you're here, right where I knew you'd be. You've made it through the delay, through the confusion, through the private battles no one applauded you for. And now I say, welcome to the fulfillment. Yes, the things I whispered long ago are about to manifest. The promises you've cried over, journaled about, nearly let go of. They're not dead. They were simply planted, and they are rising now. But hear me, what you do next matters. Because this is not the end of your journey. This is the launch. You're not just receiving something. You're being sent, anointed, appointed, not just to be blessed, but to become a blessing that shifts atmospheres. I'm positioning you to walk into places where others gave up, to speak where others went silent, to carry light into spaces people have forgotten. And I'm not sending you empty. I've poured oil on your head. I've given you divine authority. You may not feel ready, but you are equipped, because I am in you. And when I send you, I go before you. No enemy can stand when I open a door. Let the fear fall off now. You don't need to rehearse worst-case scenarios anymore. You don't need to protect yourself with distrust. I will be your shield. I will be your covering. I will send my angels to go before and behind you. This is not a test. This is release. I'm releasing supernatural clarity. Where there was confusion, there will be direction. I'm releasing healing. Where there was heaviness, there will be relief that even your body can feel. I'm releasing divine justice. Where there was betrayal, I'm returning restoration. And I will not let what was stolen go unrepaid. But most of all, I'm releasing you. You've waited long enough. You've questioned yourself long enough. You've carried shame that didn't belong to you long enough. You are no longer bound to who you used to be. You don't owe explanations for who you're becoming. You are free. Free to step forward. Free to carry the mantle. Free to become who I originally designed you to be. There is no more striving, just surrender. There is no more hiding, just revealing. Because I'm not just changing your circumstances, I'm revealing you, the true you, the one who walks in boldness, not fear, the one who lives in intimacy with me, not just belief about me, the one who operates in spiritual authority, not performance. And I want you to hear this clearly, as if I'm whispering it right beside you. You are ready, not because you have it all figured out, but because I've already made the way straight. You are ready because you said yes, and that yes still echoes in heaven. Even when you doubted, you stayed. Even when you stumbled, you reached for me. Even when it felt like nothing was changing, you kept believing. And now, everything is changing. I'm raising you up. I'm restoring your name. I'm redeeming your time. And no man, no enemy, no delay can stop what I've set into motion. You're standing at the edge of it, and all of heaven is watching, not to judge you, but to cheer you on, because they know this moment was marked for you. So take the step, take the leap, say yes again, not to what you feel, but to what you know in your spirit is from me. You've been asking if this was a coincidence. It's not. This moment is divine. This message was designed to find you. And if you've made it this far, child, I know you're ready. Now walk forward in faith, because I go with you, and nothing will ever be the same. And before you go, if this word has reached the deep places of your heart, like, comment, and subscribe, so I can keep sending you the messages that are only for you, and continue blessing you in ways you don't yet see. Your next chapter is open, and heaven is smiling. Go. Your time is now.